Welcome back to another Out of the Park 24 Tigers episode. In this episode, we are just after the 2027 season has ended, where we won 91 games but lost in the wild card round of the Pirates. And this is our off-season episode where we try to build the team back to another World Series championship after we won in 2026 and then did not get the job done in 2027. This is a really interesting off-season. Let's go through the roster real quick. I'll talk through my thinking. Catcher, I have no idea what I'm going to do, man. Joey Bart, doesn't look like much here scouting-wise. He looks just kind of fine. He's got a lot of really good personality traits. He had a nice season for us. He's been decent in this sim. He's had a couple rough years, he's just a fine enough catcher. There's no way, if I could get him on a 1-year deal for around this, I'd consider it. First base, Leto is back. Ozzy Albies, I don't think I'm bringing him back. He did have he's had actually 2 good seasons for us. I feel like they've been such up and down seasons, though. He's just and this one he had a 56 WRC plus, then he tore it up and was terrible, tore it up, terrible. And in his first season with us, he actually was so bad that he lost his job halfway through the season, and the second half was just lights out. So I don't know. I just don't know that I trust him. It is a cheap deal to where if he didn't achieve, it's not the end of the world if he's on your bench. I'm not doing 4 years. Maybe I'll consider a cheaper deal. End of season, both seasons, he's been good, but he's also not been a starting player the whole time because he's lost his job. So he's played bad after lose his job. So we'll see. Zach Geloff, he's done here. I showed you in the last episode, he's become disruptive in the locker room, the clubhouse, I should say. He is the only player that has a bad relationship with my manager. Really disappointing how this has gone, because really thought we had acquired our second baseman of the next several seasons, and it just hasn't worked out that way. We're going to move on from him. Kevin Made and Malloy, they're both obviously back. Riley Green, signing him to a long-term deal would be one of our biggest off-season priorities. This is his last year of arbitration. Parker Meadows, at some point here we're going to have to cut costs somewhere, right? And Parker is projected to make 6.5 and then 10.5 and then become a free agent and demand a lot more money. I kind of want to build this team around Malloy. I want to build it around Green. And I want to build it around Dolander, who's about to enter arbitration. I'd like to sign Malloy's already signed. I'd like to sign Green and Dolander long-term deals. Do I think that's necessarily best for the team? No, maybe not. They're going to be really expensive deals, but it's just more fun to keep those guys around. And so that's what I plan to do. I want to pursue long-term extensions with both of them. I know they're going to be more money than I'm comfortable with, but as long as they're not totally insane, I think I want to do it. So, and it's kind of going to make it more of a challenge to have to cut costs in other places with the team to keep those core guys around that I want to keep around. And, I think a guy like Meadows becomes expendable in that situation because we've got Blaze down here who can play. His range went down. His range had been a 70 all along from my scout. OSA still sees him as a 70 guy. That sucks, though. But his fielding, his zone rating has always been really solid. So part of me thinks I could give that deal to Blaze. And, Riley Green is still a 65 outfield range, too. It's not like we don't have options. But I might move on from Meadows as much as I hate moving on from a 70 range guy, 75 according to OSA. He's one of those guys that I don't know that I'd keep him after he's a free agent. And, he's been a really good player for us. Maybe he is the type of player who I should be keeping around. But with Blaze waiting in the wings, I just think that this offseason we might see what we can get for Parker Meadows. But it's a hypothetical at this point, but the direction I'm leaning towards. Jung-Hoo Lee, I think he makes a lot of money relative to other guys on our team. It's not a lot of money for a dude who has come over and put up, a 4 WAR pace across 162 game average. He had a little bit of a down year last year. He hasn't recaptured the magic as a first season. He does have some pretty poor platoon splits against lefties the last 2 seasons, and much better against righties. But I want to keep him around for a little bit. He's a really, really solid player, and he gets on base a lot. He walks a lot. I'm going to keep him around for now. Maybe here in the later years, we need to think about dealing him to open up that money once we overcommit to Green and Dolander, but we'll see. Why'd you listen to AAA stats? Tommy Delandry will be back as our DH. I'm not sure what to make of Tommy Delandry. I didn't see him coming up and hitting 26 home runs in just over half a season of playing time with a 121 WRC+. I did not see that coming. I don't fully trust the profile, but we're going to ride this till the wheels come off for now. We've also, we've got Isaac Pacheco will be back, and we've got several guys down in AAA who are ready for a chance, and that's why it's kind of tempting to trade a guy like Meadows, maybe even a guy like Jung-Hoo Lee. It's tempting to maybe not bring in a second baseman, but I think I should. One of those guys is Jack Moss. He got just stalled out this year. He was rocked his way through the minor league system, second-round pick from 2024, and then he was bad when we gave him a shot, and he wasn't good when he went back down to AAA. This guy, George Wolkow, is our fourth-round pick from just last year, 2026, and he's mashed his way up to AAA already. He could be in the picture soon. Blaze had a bit of a down year, but still a dude for us, I think, for sure. Jeffrey Hurd, our fourth-round pick from 2025, hit 37 home runs and 502 plate appearances in AAA. He might be ready for a shot. Hurley, he did not do well in his limited opportunity in the majors, but he's just hit everywhere. He's 25. He's ready for a shot. Matt Horvath, he deserves another opportunity up with us at some point here. Just the list goes on. You get the point. I've got a lot of guys, and a lot of them are outfield prospects, and that's why I'm kind of should I just trade Parker Meadows and Jung-Hoo Lee and, bring up Blaze and any host of those other guys, and then just, that would be – he's going to make $6 million next year. He's going to make 15 – it's going to be 20 – it would be 20+ million off the books for the next 2 years. It's worth thinking about. I will think about that for sure. Pitching side of things, let's go to the 5-man rotation. Alcantara is a free agent. He's not going to be back. Ryan Wentz will come in as our 4 or 5, and we'll figure out what we're doing with the other spot in the rotation. Zach Thompson certainly deserves it and is good, but he's about to jump to $8 million arbitration, his second year of arbitration. He's 30 already. And he's only had 1 year where he's a starter, and he was just kind of fine. I think he's probably going to go be an all-star somewhere for a couple of years. I mean, he continues to improve. He's been dynamite out of the bullpen. It was his best season yet, 1.84 ERA, but he could be a really nice trade chip. And that's another $8 million we've opened up to commit to other players. And I don't want to just lose him to free agency a couple of years down the line. Williams, Moran, Deoka will be back. Blue Ball, Lang, Vasquez, I think, will be back. Mercado will be in the mix next year. We've got other arms that will come up and be in the mix. Brandon Barreria has been a top 100 prospect off and on. He's ready. Nolan is out of options. We'll see what happens with him. Najee Victor is our 5th-round pick from 2024. He just put up 3.5 WAR in AAA. He's ready for a shot. Wyatt Crowell, 3rd-round pick from 2023. He's depth. Grant Cherry is depth, our 9th-round pick from 2024. So we've got a bunch of depth. I think Barreria has got to be on the team. I think maybe we need to add 1 bullpen arm, maybe a 5th starter. But I think the big things are figuring out what we're going to do with second base, because I just don't know what to do there, and figuring out the plan at catcher, and then letting all those young guys in AAA battle out the rest of the positions. And also I think maybe deal Parker Meadows. But the first thing that we're going to jump into here is some negotiations with the guys that we want to keep around to be our franchise players. I'll tell you, a lot of times I do not extend pitchers long term because the injuries just scare the crap out of me. He's still got 3 years of team control left, so I'm like, let's just ride that till it dies. And then if we have to overpay to keep him, we'll just go ahead and do that. But I kind of just want to sign him. So he's 26. We could sign him through his age 31 season. What does he want? That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So his ARB estimate is 8.8 though. I'm not trying to. Let's offer him a cool $9 million this season. Oops. Let's offer him $9 million. Here, let's do this. Let's offer him $9 million. Let's offer him $16 million. We're not going to actually use that for the rest. 9, 16, 16, and then let's go like 24. Oops. Used for rest. So what this would be 6 years, 18.3 total, and he's looking for. So this is 6 years, 125. He's looking for 6 years, 162. I don't think this is even going to get in the ballpark. Let's bump these up a few. So this would be 6 years, $139 million. We'd buy out 3 free agent years. I think he's probably going to say, get out of here. Yeah, he's not interested in that at all. Let's go back to the 6 year. This is really not that crazy of an ask, to be honest. 6 years, $162 million. I'd like to bring. Okay, so I'm going to pay him more in arbitration. This third arbitration year is too high for me. I'm not comfortable with that. This is actually, so he was looking for 6 years, 162. We're still above that. So his ask was like, here, let's just do this for a second. 20, actually here. Let's offer him 20 for this season because we like round numbers. Use for rest. Let's bump this up to 24. 24. All right, so it's only 6 years, which is not crazy. It's a lot of money, though, for a pitcher. It makes me queasy because what if he goes Asa Lacy on me and, like, around the age of 29, 30, blows out his arm? And then we're paying him that amount of money to do nothing. So this would be a 6 year, $142 million deal. He was looking for 6 year, 162. Let's see what he says. No, he's not into that. Bro, come on, man. All right. So what was the last one? I can't remember what the last one was. I think it was around this. We got to bump this up a little more. Am I really saving that much money with this deal now? I mean, he's going to get more than that. Guys have been signing for like $40 million on some extensions lately. I have inflation at 0 to 1%. I don't know, man. I don't love where this is going. Let's back off that for now. Now, Riley Green. Oh, Riley Green. You know, I don't love signing a corner outfielder, but he can fake it as a center fielder if we need him to. He's also had, you know, he's now had 3 great seasons at an MVP level after really struggling to start the sim. So I think he's for real. I do think he's for real. I don't love signing corner outfielders to long-term deals, but I do love Riley Green. Like, he's just been so good for us. So this would buy out 4. What does he want? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Dude, bro, man. You want a 5-year deal worth $210 million? Oh, Riley. I didn't see you wanting $45 million per year, dude. Maybe we need to trade Riley Green. Goodness gracious. Wow, so this is taking a turn. This is taking a turn. What if we go like longer, Riley? I don't really want to do that, but yeah, it doesn't really do a lot for me there. 8 years. This is a $316 million deal. Oh my gosh. Is he serious? His arbitration estimate is only 21. So let's like start there by saying, hey dude, we're going to throw you a bone and we're going to pay you 24 this year, right? And then what we're going to do the next year is we're going to take you to 30. Okay? That's what we're going to do for you there. And we're going to pay you, oh, that's only 3. Yeah, I don't think he's going to like that. So this would be a 5-year, $152 million deal with an average salary of $28.8. He wants a 5-year deal worth $210. Try to make the back end a little not quite as bad. Wants you to pay like Leto and those guys. This would be 5 years, $156 million. I think he's going to tell me to kick rocks. Yeah, he's insulted by that. Guys, I don't know, man. This is kind of wild how much money he wants. Whew. I'm gonna have to think on both these. We might go into next season without either of those guys re-sign with the way these talks are going. Yeah. Kyle Harrison, are you out of options? Yeah, we gotta get you out of here, man. Yeah, let's see if there's any prospect they can give us here. No, he's toast. Never did recover from that arm injury. I mean, we've got money. We've also, like, I've got plenty in player development and scouting. Like, I could always tweak those down. I don't know. So the other thing I think we want to do is trade Zach Geloff. And there were, let me see if they're still here. Trade. Pending. Oh, I did revisit the the Orioles again. So I offered him Jung-Hoo Lee, Parker Meadows, Zach Thompson, Edgar Granado, who is a good free international free agent for me, and then Jesus Strickland, the overslack guy who I paid $11 million for. I offered him all of them, and he said, "Call me when I'm sober," which I find insulting, sir. Yeah, so I don't think I'm getting Gunnar Henderson. But I did put some deals out there for Zach Geloff. This was one of the interesting ones from the Yankees. A top 100 pitching prospect, number 95 prospect. They got 31st overall in 2026. And then that's just like, this is their 4th round pick from 2025. I think he's kind of like whatever. But there were some interesting offers out there when I shopped him. I can show these guys. I think what I'm thinking here is I'm going to use him as bait to get some prospects, I think. I did look for, like, you know, if I just asked for a second baseman or maybe I asked for a package with second baseman. Let's see this. So we get Arcia, no thanks. Vaughn Grissom, Like, if I could get a stud for him. Nick York cannot play second base. Angel Martinez, 50 range. Don't love that. Oswald Peraza. Decent option. Neto doesn't have the range in this for some reason. Eric Brown Jr., I remember being a really good player for them, I thought. Yeah, he's a really decent second baseman. It's like a league average guy, righty bat. How's his fielding? Fielding's fine. Arbitration estimate is $2 million. That's not a bad option. I don't hate that at all. C.J. Abrams, 1.7 WAR season. Bryson Stott is 30, coming off a 3.6 WAR season. Nick Allen, Jazz Chisholm, Brandon Donovan, McNeil. Yeah, so there are some options out there, and I could probably trade up. I could probably go to like the player list, sort by second base. Let's not include that. Let's include the minor leaguers, though. Yeah, Luke Leto. I wish I felt comfortable playing second base. I don't, though. Not with the 45 range. Maybe I should just suck it up and do it. Wow, Brandon Lau had a really good year for the White Sox. Malloy, it's another 45 range guy. Rosario. Who's this guy again? What has he done for them? Should we make a run at him? It's a 55 range. He's not a great fielder. It's not terrible. Should we like bring the heat and see what they say? Put Goloff in. Put I don't know. Maybe they're really interested in Parker Meadows. Put him in. Maybe they're really interested in Jack Moss. Let's put him in. Jared Dickey is another dude who I just don't think he's going to see time with us. Let's put in Dickey too. Yeah, so he's so insulted that it didn't even do like the hard trade mode where it says, I'll let you know today. He just lets you know right away, like, get out of here. Don't even bring this in my face. Let me look at the Tamar Johnson would be, what's his infield range? 50? Come on, Tamar. I need you to be better than that. This guy signed a huge extension. Yeah. So like, top players are getting in the $40 million. 8 years, $294 million deal. Harry Ford. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure this out. This is gonna take some tweaking around. I will say, let me just show you on Go Off. If I shop him around and ask for a prospect package, let's allow him to include people too. I did this before without allowing them to include people, and the packages were really impressive, including that Yankees one where I was getting a top 100 pitching prospect back. Yeah, like, okay, so I'm putting in Moran, who's about to enter arbitration, and I'd get, I mean, holy crap. Holy crap. You can't field anywhere. Why can't you field somewhere? I don't know, maybe it's with that. You just say, like, forget it, dude. I don't care if you can field. Come be one of the best hitters in the game. Oh my gosh. So these, okay, so they're asking for Barreria here. That's like two really good players. I mean, I know he's a great prospect, but he's got low work ethic and intelligence. I don't know about that, guys. See, they're asking for some guys that I don't really want to give up. There's Pacheco, but they're not giving me anything back. Will Taylor's a corner outfielder. I'm not interested, but I will trade you Ben Malgeri. Who's this guy? Decent pitching prospect. Don't really want to give up Jung-Hoo Lee. Here's a really young catcher. I wish he was closer to the majors. That guy is really far away, too. Another 18-year-old. Some really good 18-year-olds. Zach Showalter has turned into a prospect here eventually, apparently, huh? Who's this guy? Oh, pretty good prospect there. Not blown away by him, though. Here's a really good second base prospect. Oh, guys. Where did he play last year? He was an A ball, and he put up 7.3 WAR. I think he might be ready for a bigger challenge. Just going out on a limb here. Who's the other guy they want with him? Barreria. I don't really want to. He's my top pitching prospect. I'm very interested in this guy, though. Let's like just. Yeah, let's leave that one on the back burner for now. Who's this guy? 70? He's so far away. These 19, 18-year-olds who are so far away, I don't really want to do that right now. It's not the vibe we're going for here. Is we're trying to win a World Series. I would love to get a prospect back, but not one that's like 6 years away and possibly not, really far from his ceiling. It's a halfway interesting guy. They signed him as a minor league free agent. What happened here? So he just got a lot better. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if there's a trade here that I'm going to make right now. I think that we need to go back to the drawing board a bit here. Those contract demands have thrown me off a little bit. I am going to trade Goff at one point. I'm going to trade him. Who was that? Who was this guy that the Rockies are offering? My scout doesn't like this deal, or my assistant GM doesn't like this deal. I mean, this is a really good lefty reliever, one of the best in the game when he's on, and it's a potential all-star second baseman for a guy who's a prospect, and he's not even a top 100 somehow, which is super strange. Oh, what happened here? Oh, all of a sudden he was listed as a starting pitcher. Got it. Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's a really good player. I think we should explore this. He doesn't fit anything that we need, but he's just such a good hitter that how do you, if you know he's out there, how do you not go after him? So I wonder, I mean, I love Moran, and he'll be hard to replace, but I mean, I think they'll just tell me to get lost if I offer him this. Maybe let's throw in Dickey too. All right, so I think they're going to tell me, like, no way. I'd imagine trading out. Oh, they said almost. Oh, but you didn't really mean the almost, because you came back like, I just need one of these awesome players who are great. So we'll come back to Vaughn Nakar. I don't know. I don't know if he's exactly what we need at this point in time, at this juncture. So we can also look at Goff. We can shop him around just on his own. Like, don't allow them to add it. And there were still some really good offers out there. So, you know, the Rockies offer is obviously not nearly as good, but like the Yankees here offering up this pitching prospect who's decent, and then I wish you could play a better second base. I like a 55 range or better, I generally like. But this is another really good prospect. He's decently far away. How would he do in Double-A? Yeah, no, he's not ready for that. Could he play in the Midwest? I think he'd be an A-ball probably. He's pretty far away. Nothing there. Is this guy a starter? Borderline starter, decent prospect. The Orioles, I mean, you should just trade me Gunnar Henderson, but that's a fine offer too. Decent pitching prospect. This guy's really good, but I'm just not interested in a corner outfielder at this time. This is a decent second base guy, but not overly interested. Is this a reliever? Borderline. So yeah, I think it's obvious that we can move Goff and get good value back. What will that be? I just don't know yet. Interesting player. Yeah, so I'll get to work on this offseason. We'll come back, but there's some of the process of going through it, even though we didn't do anything yet, just some of the tinkering that goes on. This is kind of some of the time and effort that goes into trying to make the best of the offseason. We'll see about signing Green and Dollander. I'd really like to, and maybe I'll end up just saying forget it or not forget it, and just going for it and just signing them to whatever. We'll see. But, yeah, I'm going to get into this offseason here and hopefully come back with some exciting updates. So let's see. Okay, so like I've been thinking about it since I stopped playing earlier, and I got to try to extend Riley Green. Here's the thing, like I think it would probably be better for my team long term if I like traded him and didn't spend $35 million per year over 6 years on him, just because there are probably ways I can get this production for cheaper. But matter of principle thing, I think major league teams, they can always afford to keep their players, and they just choose not to sometimes, right? Like the Orioles could have kept Manny. The Nats could have kept any of their generational hitter talents that they didn't keep. They just chose not to. And hey, if you want to run it like a business, cool. But I want to run it like a baseball team that's trying to win. Now, is this going to help me win the like war per dollar race? No, it's not. But my team's going to be better with Riley Green on it than off. Now, maybe, right? Like, I just want Riley Green on my team. I don't want to like play the game of like, well, we're gonna raise this up, RAYS. We're gonna Tampa this up and just moneyball the heck out of this and squeeze every last dollar and et cetera, et cetera. We're gonna spend money, and if this move could come back to bite me. I'm saying if you're watching this and you're like newer to the game, I don't necessarily recommend doing this. If you want to maximize value on your roster. This is a lot of money to pay a player, and you can certainly grind it out and out of the park. And like when guys are coming up to get more expensive, just trade them. Trade them for cheaper players who are cost controlled, have longer team control. That's what I recommend doing in general, but that's less fun for me right now. I want to extend Riley Green, and I want to keep him around as a Tiger, and I want to try to find a way to make that work. Now, he said 6 years, $249 million. I've got a 6-year, $219 million offer here on the table that I have not. Let's bump it up a little bit more. I have not submitted this one to him yet. So this is $36 million per year. It's 6 years, $225 million. It locks up his final ARB year. Whereas arbitration estimate is 21.6, but he was wanting like 33, so I don't know where that was going to end. And then it locks up 5 free agent years at 41, 41, 34, 34, 38. That'll put him towards the highest paid players in the league, which honestly he deserves. He deserves. Let's make this offer. Wow, you didn't I have like $8 million here? All right, an $8 million. Okay, let's see. All right. He's going to discuss it with his family. Maybe we reach common ground with Riley Green. 6 years, $216 million to keep him around. Hopefully he's not going to suddenly revert back to a league average player. Deals like this are so scary. They can work out so poorly. But I would love to keep Riley Green around. It's just going to make the rest of this sim more fun to me. And it's so much money to spend on Malloy and Green. Like, this is a total opposite of how I'd normally play with a mid-market club, but it's just more fun, man. It's more fun. I was messing around with the Goff trades a little bit more. I reached an almost with Oakland. So that was the trade. So this one they said no way to. That was just Thompson. So basically, this is a guy that I'm trying to get from Oakland. 21-year-old. He's the 9th overall pick in 2025. He's got low work ethic but high intelligence. This is the guy who put up 7.3 WAR in A-ball last year. He's got the 60 infield range. He could play some corner outfield too, but he could play second base, corner outfield all pretty well. I'd love to get him like Goff plus something else. Haven't been able to settle on anything yet. Like, they're asking for some pretty big things. Like, honestly, I'd be willing to give up this guy for it with Goff. I wonder what they'd say. Pato is, a potential like league best bat, but he's limited defensively. He's 18. He's really far away. Let's try that. Let's add Pato, but then edit. No, I don't want to. Here, let's do that. Let's put Goff in. And just, he doesn't think we're getting enough in return. So he really likes Juan Pato, I guess. But this is such a legit prospect at a position that's really hard to fill. And I do have other prospects coming. Like, maybe I should be trading Goff for like a starting pitcher. But let's see what they say about it. I also think, given the Green deal, it's time to move on from Meadows or Lee in our outfield. We have a pretty good replacement for Austin Meadows coming in Blaze, but Lee is also he's getting a little older. He's still an above-average big leaguer, but you can see he's had some drop-off here over the years and some things. His range has dropped, but I think he's still like a middle of the order, not middle of the order, but I think he's still a really big presence in our lineup. So I'd rather trade Meadows and replace him with Blaze and hope that doesn't like come back to bite us, because I really don't like trading a player like Meadows. But let's just see what we can get. Does he have much value on the starting to get us a starting pitcher? Wow, not really. I really thought that he might have more value given his great glove in center field. What if we wanted like a prospect package for him? Is there anything out there for? So like I don't hate that deal. Just based off of that pitcher. Can this guy start ever? No. Okay, no thank you. Who's this guy? Ooh, that's an interesting player, but I don't think I'm trading Parker Meadows for him. Austin Charles. That guy. I mean, those are some decent offers for Parker Meadows. Like, I'm encouraged by the quality of these offers. Tommy Bradenberg, who's a second-round pick from 2024. It's in high. I really would not mind getting a pitching prospect or two out of this deal. They really want to get rid of Will Taylor. Who's Roman Martin? Is another guy from the A's? I don't like his lack of power. Hard pass. Zavala. I'm always interested when there's a second base prospect around. Who's this pitching prospect? Not all that impressed. I do really like this guy. Like, he's pretty decent, but I wonder if there's a different. They've offered a couple pitching prospects, like interesting ones up. This was one of them, right? Yeah. This was one of the guys they've been offering up. So I wonder if we could deal Meadows for these two gentlemen. He's not going to need to be on the Rule 5, on the 40-man yet, and he can pitch in Double-A. And then this guy's a top 100 prospect. He'll pitch in like Double-A or Triple-A. I don't think he needs to go. No, he doesn't need to go in the 40-man. Let's see what they say about that. Oh, wow, they came back and said no freaking way. Wow, really? Like, these were two guys that you were kind of offering up to us. We can give him Riley Green. So they don't want to include this guy. Okay. I think this is probably a no way on Angus. They didn't reject it outright. Let's finish today and see what responses we get to those two trades. So we got a no way from New York. Oh, they do it if we included Pacheco. Oakland is at almost here. Man, this is such not an almost. They'll do it if we put in Parker Meadows. Bros, we're sending you back Zach Goloff, who you clearly want back. We're putting in one of the better young hitting prospects in our system. I don't know. I might have to abandon pursuing this guy for now, even though he's a freaking stud and exactly what we need in our system. Player development-wise, like, Reinhardt, I think, is our next second baseman coming, and he's excuse me, he's honestly, like, I think as promising as a prospect as that A's guy. So maybe we don't need to push as hard for him. Maybe we can focus on trading Goloff for pitching prospects. I need to take a sip of water here. I was eating some trail mix before recording and got a peanut that it's like irritating my throat. So what are the prospect packages just for Goloff? Let's go back to square one here. Is this guy a borderline starter? Okay. I don't care about that guy. So, Levine. Oh, who's this guy? No thanks. Can this guy start or no? No. Will Taylor. Who's this dude? Decent second base prospect, but not a stud. Not that we necessarily need a stud back for Zach Goloff coming off a terrible year. Who's this guy? He's a decent pitching prospect. He's not a stud, but is this guy? Can this guy start? No. Could this guy start? Kind of like this guy, but I think I like the Yankees guy best. To be honest with you, I don't really care about this guy, though. I don't know. He's actually a decent guy to bring in, but another left-handed hitting outfield prospect, like, we've got so many of those. We've got so many of those. But he's a decent-looking prospect. Can he play any infield? No. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this is a really good deal for a dude coming off the year that Goloff had. I think we're going to just do this. We're going to bring in a guy who will immediately be one of our top pitching prospects. He can probably start next year in Double-A? Yeah, at least Double-A. He throws 97 to 99. He's gotten better, you can see here, since, he got a lot better in August. Maybe we'll get another good scouting report on him. I actually kind of really like this guy the more I look at him. And this is a good not a throw-in, but it's a good second prospect. I'm wondering, though, if we went single-player prospect, if the Yankees have, like, another dude that we like more. So this is how sometimes I put this together, is I don't really love the second guy that they're throwing in, but, so it's that guy. Oh, who's this guy? He's so far away, but really tempting prospect. Like, I'd love to get these two guys. Didn't they already say no to that? Didn't I offer this? Hold on. Wasn't, because they're willing to offer either of them, but not both of them. Is that the thing, or was that the Parker Meadows? Oh, that was for Meadows. That was a different deal. Okay, sorry, confusing myself here. Like, I'd like to get Levine and McIlvain. All right, let's go throw. Okay, hold on. New York Yankees, where are you at? Let's go. Can I edit the offer? Okay, I just want to initiate a trade with the Yankees. We're going to offer them Zach Goloff. And, I know what I'm doing wrong now. Sorry, guys. It was McIlvain and that guy Levine. Let's try this. Two really good pitching prospects. We'll go for today, see what they say. I think they're going to say no, but hopefully they're not going to be like, we need this stud back. Oh, they are. They're in this stud territory. It's annoying, New York. It's annoying. Oh, do we win a Gold Glove? We must have won a Gold Glove. Riley Green won the Gold Glove. Kevin Made won the Gold Glove. Outstanding. Okay, so I don't think we're getting two pitching prospects back from the Yankees. So I think we're going to have to go back and take that prospect with the pitcher and the hitter. Which is fine. Oh, yeah, that offer is probably not going to come back up again, right? Well, now they've got a different pitcher in here, different player. Yeah, no, I don't want that guy. I do wish that when you reshopped, it was the same offer sometimes. Will Taylor. Just make sure we're not now getting an amazing offer. Can this guy start? No. Can this guy start? Yeah, but I don't love that control issue. Those control issues. Okay. So all you who said you like to see the tedious details of it, me playing stuff out, is that you still sure about that? I feel like this is really tedious to watch, but hey, trying to honor the requests. Who was the outfielder? Was it this dude? Yeah, it was this dude, Serrano. Watch him say no now. Almost. These are all really good players, but I'll give you Maljury. Yeah, we can do that. We can put Maljury in this deal. He was going to be like DFA'd or whatever. So it's Maljury, and Giloff for McIlvain, who was their first-round pick in 2026, and Serrano, who is a ways away and not necessarily something we need, but yeah, let's complete that trade. Yeah, the clubhouse is glad that Giloff is gone. We had to get him out of here. So Serrano, where'd McIlvain go? Did he just like... Hold on a second. We're going to add... oh, he went straight to AAA, eh? Add to our short list. We're gonna put him in AA, I think, to start next season. And I think he'll quickly work his way up, quite possibly. And let's limit his pitches to like 85. And let's put him in AA. He's not happy that he's in AA. Well, dude, I can't help you that the AI put you in AAA accidentally. Serrano, go ahead and lock him. And then where are we going to play him next year? He was in A-ball. He didn't really do anything. How would he be in the Florida State League? Yeah. He can start there easily. Okay. So we've got that trade done. I think the question now becomes, once Riley Green signs, like, do we need to cut more payroll? And I don't know that we need to this year, but I think coming up we do. I do think I still want to move Parker Meadows or Jung Hoo Lee to open up a spot and some payroll, and to get something for Meadows before he leaves via free agent, because I don't really know that I'm going to be able to do that. Zach Thompson is a major trade piece who I think I'm actually going to hold on to and put in my rotation. I think he's earned the right, even though he's super expensive for a guy who has not been a great start in his career, but he's kind of, I don't know, I think he's going to be really good. So I don't know that we're going to sign any of these other dudes to long-term deals other than maybe Dollander, like right now. Maybe at another point, but not right now. Espino and Job, I'd like to see how it plays out over the next couple of years, and we'll just try to retain them as free agents. I think Ozzy Albies could be back as our second baseman. I'm not sure we have a better option right now, but I really need him to just take a 1-year deal. That's what I need him to do. So I'd give him 1 year, $8 million. That's fine. Dude, no. I'm not giving you a player option. I'll give you 8.5. Fine. No. What if we do 9.5 Ozzy for 1 year? Okay. How about we do this, Ozzy? How about we make it a team option, and the buyout is $2 million, and we make this an $8 million deal. So I'm basically offering one year, $10 million here. Okay. He says it sounds reasonable. Cool. Yeah, I don't see another option right now in the short term at second base. I think we've got help coming, but I think Albies, I think we need him around to provide some floor there. As you see, some of our young players have disappointed and had really low floors. Ozzy, I think we can keep around. I wonder if we can deal Parker Meadows for a catcher. Catcher is kind of like a wasteland for us. Single player, catcher, regular prospects, whatever you want to give me. Nathan Hickey, who's this guy? Oh, terrible defensively. No, thank you. Connor Wong. Oh, who's this prospect? Yeah, so Chadwick Tromp. MJ Melendez is out there. What's he making per year? Oh, he's not. Well, he's a really good arm. His framing is bad, though. Omar Hernandez, Royals legend. Logan O'Hop. Here's a really awesome prospect, but he's so far away. So far away. I've got a couple catching prospects further down the system. Who's this guy? Nah. Shea Langoliers is normally really good defensively. He's got 1 year and $9.5 million left. I wish he was signed a little longer. I'd like somebody with a little more team control. How's this guy defensively? It's not terrible. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might try to pursue a deal for a catcher for Parker Meadows. I wish this guy had better catcher ability. I just don't want somebody to put up like a -10 framing runs this year. I'm not really into that. Antonio Gomez is a decent catcher. Positive framing. Okay, well, I'll mess around with this some more. I'll make some other moves, but that's some play it out for us for this off season. But I'll be back with more updates and the like as we move forward. And so we're gonna cut here. Okay, it's now November 26th. Free agents have filed. We made some more moves. There's the Goff trade to the Yankees. Riley Green agreed to the 6-year, $216 million deal. We then did trade Parker Meadows, our center fielder, and prospect Caleb Ketchup, who at this point I didn't see much of a future for, almost 26 years of age, and the contact just hasn't come along. And we continue to restock our minor league starting pitching cupboard, and that was Tommy Bradenberg, who was a second-round pick in 2024, who signed for an oversought $7.7 million deal with the Angels. So we got him. He pitched really well in high A last year, got a little bit of time. Double A the year before. Got it. Yeah, anyways, he's good enough to start the year in Triple A and be a guy who will factor into our pitching situation sooner rather than later. We also got Sandy Charle, and says he could be a starter. He's listed as a reliever here. He's got the 3 pitches. He could be a starter. How much does his stuff goes down if he goes to a starter? Not that much. So pretty interesting guy here, in my opinion. And high work ethic. I think, some of the thinking with the Goff trade and the Meadows trade is we got 3 young, good arms who are all cheap right now. And with re-signing Green, Malloy there, we're going to re-sign Dolander hopefully at some point. We just agreed to him with a 1-year deal now. We're not going to be able to pay Dolander, Job, Espino, and Thompson all free agent prices as they get to free agency in the next 2 to 3 seasons. Wentz is tied up. We locked him up, but we're probably only going to be able to afford 2 of these guys. And so we needed some reinforcements on the way, and I think we've now got that with the guys that we've acquired. Bradenberg is here in AAA. The other dude is I think I put him in AA, right? Yeah, McIlvain is a top 100 prospect. This is our top prospect. So we've acquired a few guys who will be near the top of our farm system. I guess Bradenberg isn't quite as high. And yeah, so I'm really happy with how that played out. Happy with the trades. Miguel Blaze will be our center fielder next year because you can see, look, we only have $4 million for extension starting next year. Got a ton of money this year, and then stuff gets expensive for like a couple of years. 183 next year, 186 the following year. We're about tapped out, and we're not going to be able to keep everybody. So the thinking was restocking our higher minors pitching depth to have some guys that can come up and be the next wave of pitchers for us as we can't retain everybody. We traded, so Nolan was out of options, and I didn't necessarily see him. I wasn't sure what role he was going to play. I had another guy who was out of options who I preferred, so we did trade him to Cleveland. I'm sure he'll go there and dominate. We traded a nobody prospect with him. We got Blaze Jordan. This was the only prospect who was offered back to us in this deal, or when I shopped him, and there were no interesting major league players. He's a first base DH type righty bat. He's in the minors. He's got 2 option years left, so he's high minors batting depth, and he's hit everywhere except the major league so far. Just depth, basically. Good depth, I think. Ozzie Albies is back, that 2-year, $16 million deal. Of course, we can buy him out for $2 million, which we might do, we might not. All these guys, agreed to their arbitration. Dolander came in a bit higher than our estimates, which was 8.8. Everybody else signed a little below their estimate. Montes de Oca, this is another guy. Look, we needed to lock guys up cheap now to be able to afford to keep them over the long haul. And we signed him to a 4-year, $9.25 million deal to pitch the back end of our bullpen. It's not risk-free. He's had arm injuries, but hopefully that deal will pay off. We then, nothing else. We didn't re-sign Joey Bart. We didn't re-sign Alcantara. So we do have a bunch of money, but just for this season pretty much. So Bobby Witt, that would be cool if Baltimore signed him. Bobby Witt is out there. Nolan Arenado. Acuna. Ooh, Cal Raleigh. Is he like a guy we should pursue? No, I don't think so. Yeah, I honestly think, so just to look at how the team stands now, right? Like Dingler is here. We have a decent catching prospect here in Rene Lostres, our 10th round pick from 2024, but his framing ability has been pretty poor across the minors, so I don't love the that catching combo, but maybe we'll do that. And then Leto, Albies, Malloy, Made, Green, Blaze, Lee, Delandry. They're pretty set in stone as the starters. You know, some will get days off in certain against certain handed pitchers, but they're pretty set in our starters. The rest of the guys who will be, so I think Trice and Horvath will duke it out for the right-handed backup infield spot. They can both also play the outfield. I think Moss and Jordan are on the outside looking in, but could make noise in a DH first base type role. Jack Hurley might get a chance again in the majors, although I think the shine's worn off on him a little bit, but he's still around. Isaac Pacheco is still around. I think he'll probably be a bench bat. So I think you're probably looking at like Pacheco and then Horvath or Trice as a bench bat, and then the third non-catcher bench bat being like between Jordan, Moss, Hurley, and maybe a couple other guys down here. Like Hurd is a really good looking prospect at this point, our 4th round pick from 2025, and he hit 37 home runs and 502 plate appearances in AAA last year, so he'll be in the mix. I think Dickey has never gotten a shot. He's just he's an above average AAA hitter. He's a lefty bat. He doesn't really stand out, but he's another guy who could get a shot. Wolkow could get a shot this year. He was just drafted in 2026, but he's hit everywhere. So we've got a bunch of guys. I guess what I'm saying is I don't think I'm going to go out and sign a hitter other than a catcher if we can get one. Pitching side, pretty similar, man. Like these are our 5 starting pitchers. We've got depth too, like blue ball, grow up guys can also start. And who else? Barreria is going to be on the team, I think. Mercado is probably going to be on the team. So these 6 guys I think are definitely in. Williams, Moran, Montes de Oca, blue ball, grow up, Lang, and Vasquez. So those 6 I think are on the team. And then the rest of these guys will battle for the last 2 spots. And Mercado's got an inside track because he's out of options. He is 28, but he's good starting pitching depth. I think Moda is a really good-looking player. Roldan, probably he hasn't pitched above AA yet, so he's probably going to start there. Barreria has nothing left to prove at AAA, even though he's only, made 10 starts there? Yeah, he could justify sending him back down. Charles, of course, is a good-looking young pitcher, and Daniel Jean is not a bad looking guy either. So we have a lot of pitching depth. I don't really think we need to sign a reliever. So it's going to be a pretty uneventful free agent season unless like interesting trades come in or I get to tinkering. But I think mainly we'll just look at a catcher, and that'll probably be it, honestly. So I will go ahead and get into the rest of the offseason. We'll wrap it up here, I think, pretty shortly. All right, we're to January 1st now. I wanted to recap some of the awards. MVP awards, NL. Ezekiel Tovar won his 2nd straight NL MVP. He put up 6.4 WAR for the Rockies. Nolan Arenado for the Cardinals in the last year of his deal put up 6.5 WAR and then hit free agency and signed with our divisional rival, the Blue Jays, a 2-year, $64 million deal at the age of 36. Mookie Betts still doing his thing at 35, put up 5.8 WAR. Chris Bryant put up 5.5 WAR and had by far his best season with the Rockies. Good for him at the age of 35. Let's see. AL side of things, Pete Alonso, he puts up 4.6 WAR. He had 53 so he led the league in home runs, RBI, runs, and slugging, but just a 4.6 WAR. But offensively, he was a 146 WRC+. Gunnar was a 162 with 7.2 WAR. Both led the league. He didn't win MVP, though. Whatever. In terms of our team, Chase Dolander got 24 votes. If you remember, Green and Malloy both missed a lot of time. There's Malloy got 14 second-place votes. Zach Thompson got 3 second-place votes. Out of our bullpen. That's something. Chase Dolander wins the Cy Young, winning all first-place votes. Second is none other than Zach Thompson. Shoo. And that's all for us on there. Eduardo Rodriguez. Okay, that's awesome. Got 4th place in the Cy Young voting. And NL side of things, Spencer Strider, Hunter Brown, Hurston Waldrop round out the top 3. Blake Snell of the Astros gets some votes. Same with Christian Javier of the Astros. And then let's look at Rookie of the Year 2. American Rookie of the Year, only 3 guys with votes. 2 of them were the Reds. Cam Collier finally made his debut. He was a pick in what year? 2022, first-round pick. So here in 2027, he made his debut. Caden Grice, second-round pick in 2023. And then Luke Dickerson, a first-round pick of the O's in 2025. We didn't have any rookies there. NL side of things, Eddie Thompson, who was a 7th overall pick, number 9 prospect in baseball. He put up 3.8 WAR with a league average WRC plus. Looks like a good fielder. Oh, his zone rating was -9, but that's confusing. But I mean, I guess zone rating is the only thing that goes into WAR. But I'm surprised because he doesn't really have the range for shortstop. He'd be a killer second baseman. But anyways, he wins Rookie of the Year. And who are these guys? Vargas. All right, cool. So I made a couple small signings, but I like them. I'm going to tell you right now, I like them a lot. So if you remember, we were trying to get this guy off the Cubs when I was shopping around players, but he actually became a free agent. And at 26, we signed him to a 1-year, $1.8 million deal. He does have an option year left, but I think he's going to be our second catcher with our guy Dylan Dingler. He has not played in the major leagues yet, but he has had, I think, decent fielding. Yeah, his framing's been okayish. And then we also signed Jeffrey De Los Santos, who is another guy with option years who is out there. He's got 2 option years left, can play a decent defense. He's got really good home run power. He's had 4 plate appearances in the majors and had 2 games, didn't really do much. But last year he was in Double-A for most of the year and hit 30 home runs in 407 plate appearances. I think he'll probably start in Triple-A, but really happy with that signing. And then I think I made a couple trades just like when I realized there were a couple guys I wasn't going to be able to add to my 40-man. I think it was the story here. Oh, I did lose Wilmer Flores in the Rule 5 draft, by the way. So tough for him. Tough. I thought, oh yeah, here it is. So I traded Jared Dickey, who was that left-handed hitting outfielder, 3rd-round pick, excuse me, from 2024, who just wasn't going to crack our team. He goes to the Braves. We brought in Devon Zimmerman, who looks like a possibly really good relief prospect if he can get that control under control. He was a 2nd-round pick just back in 2027, 67th overall pick. So pretty happy with that, even if he is just a reliever. So that's going to do it for our offseason, I think. We'll come back ready for opening day 2028. We'll introduce you to the Tigers, and we'll see what kind of noise we can make in the American League this year. But thank you guys, as always, for watching. Go Tigers. Talk to you next time.